Hey everyone, and welcome back to, well, not Other Robert. We're on RandJReviews tonight because I can't live stream on Other Robert for 6 months. There's a story behind that, and it sucks. So Joe and I will be doing our longer live stream videos on this channel. It's on the Other Robert channel too, but thank you for checking out it here. We are discussing Labor of Love, Once Upon a Time's episode of the Season 5, Episode 13. The Hercules episode, the Meg episode, the Snow White episode, not a very good episode. Hi, but before Joe talks, how are you, Joe?
I just want to jump in. You said that there's, we don't have our live streaming and everything. You said it's a long story, and you said it sucks.
Yes.
The fact that we can't do live show sucks, but the story is wonderful. It involves elephants and cross-dimensional travel. It is an amazing story, and that's a video for a different time. Believe us, that's definitely going to be a story you'll want to hear. But boys, girls, all my travelholics out there, welcome back to Other Robert. I, of course, am Joe. And did you say not a very good episode?
I did. I did not enjoy it at all.
This might be. And see, I have the gimmick of being the one who, Mr. Negativity, right?
Yes.
I liked it. And this is probably the first time that you have disliked a Once Upon a Time episode that I have liked. So it looks like I'm not living the gimmick anymore, Mr. Negativity.
Yeah.
This episode kind of had everything in a good way, I thought. There was a big problem, and I know we'll definitely be getting to this with Hercules and Meg, but I think the rest of the episode, besides the two of them, was great.
You did?
I did. Yeah, Corella was great. I thought the Mary Margaret not being Mary Margaret is long overdue. I thought the hook scenes were interesting.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I liked the present. I thought the flashback was useless, and I thought the actors playing Hercules and Meg weren't that good.
Right.
They were written.
So anything that pretty much involved Hercules and Meg, and although they were a pretty large part of the episode, since this was the first time we saw them, it didn't sting as bad, if that makes sense. If we had been stuck with these for a long time and then had this episode, I'd be looking at this much different. There was kind of still a little bit of intrigue, even though they were pretty bad. There was still some intrigue there from a storyline perspective. So no, I thought this episode was better than last week's, actually.
Okay, well, let's do it how we always do. Let's go with I am feeling shocked that you liked this more than I did, because I normally I'm like a glass half full person, so for you to be on the opposite side is weird. I don't like this. I do not like this.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to agree to clash heads here.
I don't get that reference. Yes, I do. All right, let's go with the flashback first, and then we'll talk about the present. Flashback pretty much is evil queen hires a bunch of bandits to make Snow White look bad. She meets Hercules, who I guess is her first boyfriend or crush. He trains her how to shoot arrows. He calls himself Herc like he does in the movie. He says his mother's Hera, not Hera. He says his mother's immortal, like in the original myth. So they're cross-referencing everything right there. In the end, Snow White gets confident. Snow White as a child gets confidence and feels good about herself, and Regina as the evil queen is not happy, and that's how the flashback ends. Any thoughts?
Well, I just looked up the actress who plays young Snow White, and it turns out
Madison, right?
Yes, she's 16, and Hercules is 24.
Yes,
they kissed. So, anyway, moving on. Yeah, no, the flashbacks built to that, right? I thought that was kind of awkward because there was very obviously an age gap there, and it was kind of weird. I guess kind of rooting for it, but not really, because she's married and we know it doesn't work. So it was kind of weird in that sense. But it was really, I guess, the effect that Hercules had on Snow White. No, yeah, they introduced Hercules, and there's some intrigue there because Hercules, big character, but wow, the actor was not good, and the character was very poorly written for. I think it was kind of just a double whammy of doomed to fail.
Yeah, he couldn't act. I was really disappointed in him. I'm trying to hold on. I want to get his name. I believe his name is No, it's Jonathan. Jonathan Whitesell plays him, and he's just not that good. He wasn't that. I didn't believe I was meeting Hercules here. You know, with Amy Manson as Merida, or Georgina Hag as Elsa, or even Victoria Smurfit as Cruella, it's like that's them. Like you really feel like you're meeting them.
You know what? They probably had Hercules written out for the entire season, and then they saw one episode with him, and they're like, "No, we're good. No, you're good, man. You don't have to come back. No, you're good. Don't worry." And it was like too close to air, so they're just like, "Oh, we gotta go with it. Just run him out."
Well, that was another thing too. Is they wrote him out, and he gets to go to Olympus with Meg.
Yeah, who's Abigail Hobbs from
Hannibal,
right? Playing a very similar character, I guess, if you look at it that way. She was kind of a damsel in distress, depicted as one.
By the way, because in the original movie, Meg is anything but a damsel in distress, but Hercules meets her because she was in distress. But
how old is she?
Meg and Hercules are around 18 to 20 in the Disney movie.
No, Abigail Hobbs.
Oh, she's a high school student. She was like 16 years old, I think.
Really?
Yes. But let's not dissect Hannibal because...
No, not... I mean the actress. I don't know her name.
Oh, Casey Rawle.
Casey Rawle. How old is she?
I don't know. I have no idea how old she is.
He kissed a 6... Because I'm just trying to, connect the dots.
All right, hold on. I will look up how old...
See, guys, this is what you get when you get a live show. And you were going to miss out on this.
Would.
Roll as in bread?
ROHL.
HL. So then not as in bread.
Not as in bread.
She's 24. Okay, 24. So that makes sense, right? They're similar in age. They're the same age. That makes sense. Okay. Anyway, moving on. That was just something I hated Hercules' acting. Right, so I had to find something to discuss with him.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Hold on one second. I'm having a minor technical issue.
Oh, do we have one of those pictures of the cat hanging? Says hang in there, baby.
God. Hold on.
I don't think I have one.
Oh crap.
So you guys, like I said, all the wonders of live shows.
Yeah, wonders of live shows. Am I I don't even know if I'm frozen or what.
You are. Yeah, you are. Oh, and now you're just gone. Okay, cool. So Rob will be back in a second. This is technical difficulties, but yeah, pretty much the flashbacks I think were pretty ineffective for really getting Hercules across as a likable character. I don't know what to say. They're very ineffective, I think, for the character, presenting him. And so I kind of don't want to move on without Rob because it's once. It's his thing. So let's see if there's any comments, I guess. All right. Well, I can't find it. So, like I said, everyone, the wonders of live shows. So, moving on with Hercules, we had Hercules in the flashbacks, and we had Hercules in the parallel. In the present, and the parallel between the two was interesting to see because you see this hero, and then you see kind of a shell of a hero. So, and it made sense from the underworld storytelling point of view. So, the writing wasn't the worst. It was just something with the character did not click, and I think that really went towards the acting. And then we had him connect with Meg towards the end, and I think same thing. There was just kind of something missing there for both of them. I think it's because they really depicted Meg as a weak kind of character, whereas in the movie she's depicted very differently. And although she's in trouble in the movie at times, it's just the character itself seemed different. That might just be me. I think Rob agrees as well. But yeah, so I think for introducing those two, I think it makes sense that they were just in one episode for now. Cerberus looked cool. They made Cerberus have a very eerie, kind of menacing demeanor to it, even though you didn't see it that much. You saw it kind of lurking in the shadows a lot. I think that was very effective of really presenting this idea of this beast before they even show it. They built up to that very nicely, the suspense there. And I'm trying not to get too far without Rob here. This is unfortunate. But so we had Snow White and Hercules story, which, like I said, oh, okay, there we go.
Wow. I don't know. I'm so sorry. And I don't know what you just talked about for the past 3 minutes while I was gone. But thank you for keeping that going.
Mention Cerberus. Mention how Cerberus was a cool addition. It was very menacing.
Yes, though I thought he looked tiny. I did say he looked small.
Possibly not as large in scale as you'd expect Cerberus to be, but still menacing nonetheless.
Yeah.
Although he got to Hook, and Hook had like a little scratch, and he's like, "Haha, you met my pet." It's like,
yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just kind of like sideswiped him, and then I don't know. I mean, Hook is Hades' endgame at the moment with Emma, so I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. He's dead. So how much pain can you cause someone who's dead?
Oh, we'll find out.
I guess so. All right. Flashback build up Snow White's character, which was interesting in that regard. I think the reason why I was so turned off by this episode is I just couldn't stand the acting.
Yeah, I was saying when you were gone, it was just his portrayal of Hercules. It was just all very ineffective at getting this character across, because this was the introduction of the character. I think it was just really ineffective.
Yes, I will completely concur with that. So,
concurring in full.
So, I enjoyed several interesting moments. I liked when Regina flat out admitted that Snow White, Mary Margaret, is her friend. When the flashback, you see the total opposite of that, because you see Regina trying to destroy Snow White as a child.
Right.
I like that. I liked when.
Yeah. Oh, sorry to cut in, but she said the same thing about her and Hercules, and in the flashbacks, they were clearly more than that as well.
That's true. That's a very good point.
So, pretty much, Snow White's a liar. That's the main takeaway.
I also enjoyed those few minutes with Regina and Emma, especially when they found Meg, and the friendship Regina has with Emma is very compelling. I enjoy seeing them on camera all the time together.
Right.
Visuals had two cool things going on here besides Cerberus, which did look good. Emma teleported for the first time with her good magic when she was in a group. I liked how that looked. Hades, his blue hair thankfully wasn't being shown, but when he teleported in the blue, it looked very cool to me.
Yeah, I thought that was much, much better than the hair.
Yeah, the hair was horrible.
Yeah, no, that was cool the way they did that.
Yeah, the teleportation was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Mary Margaret doesn't want to be Mary Margaret. She wants to be Snow, and then she kind of gets it. She gets it by helping him tame Cerberus, kill Cerberus, and then he moves on, and that's how everything connects.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually relatively simple, because the only thing we haven't talked about is the Corella scene, which is like that third running storyline that we have.
Did they explain? Well, just for the Corella thing, I feel like they're doing that with a lot. They started to do that with Cora, and they kind of put a stop to that. They did that with Pan, and now they're doing that with Cruella. They kind of have this like lingering storylines going on with these past villains. But this might be a nitpick with Cerberus. Because Cerberus was in the underworld. How did he get there? Because he wasn't killed in the world, or is it just it's Hades' pet? He can do with it whatever he wants. Did Cerberus die at all? Like, did they say?
Hercules tames him in the myth, and then in the movie he tames him too. I don't know where what happens to him here, because he poofed out. It looked like he died.
No, I mean, for Cerberus to go to the underworld, he would have had to die, right? Unless Hades, I guess, just magically puts him there. But I didn't know if they addressed it.
No, that wasn't addressed. I think Hades just keeps him.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if because I was thinking that if he somehow died, like, why don't you do what happened there again? Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure.
No, that's all I got. So, do you have a theory about the Cruella scene? So, say your theory.
Okay, yes. So, for the Cruella scene, which was extremely well done, I think they really reintroduced her in a strong way, in a very interesting way. Her logic made sense. Her argument to Henry made sense, and it kind of left with a little bit of a dangling question or a cliffhanger there with how can Henry possibly bring her back. And this might be too much of a stretch. And at first I was going to say it as a joke, but I think there is actually something to it. The ink spilled in her hair. What if he uses her hair to somehow write? Because it's ink from the quill, right? Is it the ink and the quill that's significant? You need both?
No, because the quill, she said the quill was magical because of like the essence. So it doesn't really matter what you use. I think you just need the ink to write it with.
Wait, the ink is irrelevant? Really?
No. You need the ink, but the quill was enchanted. So you just need that enchanted object, and you need an enchanted object and the ink.
So if he drains her hair of the dye, right? And Hook had some kind of wand. He was given some kind of wand. If Henry gets that and writes with it, with Cruella's strained hair,
mm-hmm.
that could possibly be where we're going.
That would be the weirdest thing. That would be so ridiculously weird.
I can see it. Her just taking scissors. Here you go, darling. I picture it right now.
Wow. I think I'm frozen again. This is horrible.
You are frozen. Maybe we should start to wrap it up before you get disconnected again.
Yeah, I don't even know what. You know what? Let's just wrap this up. So I'm frozen. It sucks. There's two reviews on the Robert. I'm so sorry that this is happening to me.
Concurred.
Yeah. I want to see more Cruella. Hercules and Meg were very boring. I can't even focus on this because now I'm so aggravated with what just happened. Anyway, we'll be trying to do. I'm gonna get rid of Firefox. We're gonna be using long reviews here for Once Upon a Time. Other reviews will be on the other Robert channel. Joe enjoyed this episode more than I do, which is a shock. And
I'm not Mr. Negativity.
To be fair, only one person ever said that to you.
It hurt. Okay. No.
Actually,
oh, wonderful. Great. And you know what, everyone? I don't have the option to end. So I have to play the waiting game until Rob comes back because I don't have the button to end this. So I'm sorry, guys. I blame this whole losing, what's it called on the live streams on Other Robert, losing the ability to do that. I blame it on that because this is just a mess right now. So, however, while Rob is gone, I will read. We do have reviews that you guys have sent in. So although Rob has a majority of them, but I do have one from Twitter from Sophia at BG_Sophia. She said it was an okay episode. Oh, I'm just doing a fan review. Real quick. Hold on one sec. She said it was an okay episode. Herc and Meg's backstory was underwhelming. Young Snow's storyline was predictable. However, I loved Bailey Madison's acting. She emulated perfectly Jennifer Goodwin's way of speaking. It's surreal. I agree with that. I thought she did extremely well, especially compared to in the past. I think she's definitely gotten better as they've shown her. The story of how she got there was also predictable, but I'm glad Snow White is back. I was never a fan of Mary Margaret. The highlights were really all the scenes with Hades and, of course, Cruella.
That was BG Sophia's review, right?
Yes.
All right. Yep. Okay, I have one from the Poison Apple. He wrote the episode was 60% good and 40% bad. That's a pretty good way to characterize it, I would say.
Ouch.
I have a shout out to this is a fan theory from another fan who Zeta02. They wrote, or she wrote, "What if when Emma splits her heart and gives to Hook, Hook becomes a savior too?"
That's a good question. I hope they don't do that, but that's a good question.
Yeah, I don't really have that much to comment on it, but I do like it because it's like will Hook become magical if he gets her heart? Which I assume the answer is yes.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a very interesting point to bring up.
That is. I'm so happy that for like the 3 seconds this thing is working right now. Man, I'm really aggravated that it failed like half the time today.
Yeah.
And I have a brand new iMac too.
Well, we should wrap this because I was saying this while you were going to. I can't even end it. Like you have to end. I don't have the option to end it.
Right. Okay. This is a long one, and then I'm done. Emily wrote. Let's start with the obvious. Hades vs. Hook is one of the best storylines I've seen on Once Upon a Time. Even if I didn't ship Captain Swan, this is still a great storyline, and I'm excited for the next episode. Until the preview, I didn't realize Gold and Belle were missing. Sad they weren't really there, but they're not really needed. I loved Meg. She gave a strong performance, but nobody topped the performance of Greg Germain or Colin O'Donoghue. To be honest, I hated the flashback. Solid. Just wasn't interesting. Robin, as usual, did nothing like charming, and even Emma, they wasn't focused on. Still love Once, but I want to see more Henry, Robin, Emma, David, and even Zelina. For some
Henry,
I think she just wants to see more of him because he was only in 3 scenes. He was only in like 3 seconds, just like Robin Hood. For someone billed as starring, they have a funny way of showing it. That's in reference to Zelina, I would assume. I love Victoria Smurfit's return, and her storyline with Cruella with Henry is super interesting. Last 5 minutes of the episode were the best. By the way, I still hate Hades' blue hair, but I love the teleportation. Like the rest.
yeah, that seems to be the consensus pretty much.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to end it. We're done. I'm going to end it. I'm so sorry for all the issues, but this is just like what's happened. This is what happens when we don't get to do another Robert anymore.
Yep.
YouTube gods just hate us. Okay, we're done. Tune in next week. Other Robert will have it. This will have it. And I'm going to fix the problem next week. So sorry for all those rambunctious issues. Bye.